craving for the living God. In our experience, we crave for many things. And yet when you say crave, it's more than a natural desire, a natural thirst. And normally we crave for material things, food, drink, or sometimes we miss many things we used to do before the pandemic. Craving, if you are used to traveling, you have many things, activities, you miss that. You crave, as it were. But don't forget the important craving that we should always attend to, craving for the living God. So, the psalm that we'll be reflecting is Psalm 42. My soul thirsts for the living God. As the deer yearns for the running streams, so my soul is thirsting for the living God. When shall I see the face of God? Lord, give me your light and your fidelity to accompany me to your holy mountain. So, my dear friends, what do we crave for in our life? As I said, it's important that we crave for the living God. Why do we have this natural craving if we are honest? St. Augustine tells us, our hearts are made for the Lord. They will be restless until they rest in God. So even Augustine, spent a lot of time craving for God, but he was trying to get it in other ways until he found it through the real way, that is, way of the Spirit. So when we say Spirit, live by the Spirit and not live by the flesh, we mean, this St. Paul's teaching, we always focus God as the center of our life. Whereas to live by the flesh is to remove God at the center of your life. And then in your craving, you will not really attain what you crave for. Your craving will turn into nothing. So let's try to give a concrete example. I met a good man, Joey Velasco, who was given some years to live because of his problem with his kidney. So he said, why should I go into despair? Of course, he had to struggle. And so he tried to develop his talent to paint. And he's famous for that beautiful Last Supper where the apostles are street children. And there's a subtitle. It's not just Last Supper. It says they also have Jesus. And you know what? He did not leave the street children by themselves after the painting. He was challenged because he saw Jesus. He saw God in these street children. So he tried to do something. Through his painting, he tried to encourage them, motivate them to study. And they were able to study, a lot of them. And before he died, he was able to give them a decent home. So, craving for the living God, before he died, he, in the process, met the living God. Because he was humble and he was open and he welcomed the ways of the Lord. What do you crave for in your life? Are you craving for the living God? Please crave for the living God, that you may be happy, that your life may find its ultimate meaning, that you may come and experience life in its fullness. Happy craving!